Okay, so these are the instructions for your social work interview paper. Again, it doesn't have to be a social worker. I do highly suggest that because these questions are catered to social workers, but you can change them as needed. You are to identify a professional who graduates with a degree in the helping field, social work, counseling, CDCA, sociology, psychology, anything in those along those lines. If you have questions, if someone qualifies for this assignment, please ask me and I will let you know. If you're having difficulty finding someone, please let me know that as well, as I do have a pool of friends who are willing to help out with my students. Okay, so you must interview, You must interview them in person or by phone. It cannot be through email or text or by any of those kinds of means. There has to be actual interaction. I would say physical, but so phone or in person, please. If you want, you may conduct the interview in pairs, but both students must submit a separate paper. Your interview should be no longer than 30 minutes. Please know that these professionals are busy and they're doing an amazing thing by volunteering their time to give you some knowledge and insight into their experiences. Okay, so we definitely want to be mindful. Here are the questions. Okay, so you'll see different headlines, subheadings here, and I highly suggest using those for your paper organization. So you will have an introduction to your paper, and then you're going to see this. I should see you writing this other headline in here that says information right here. Information about the social worker. I should see that as a heading. Information about the social worker's current employer. Should see that as a heading. Information about the current social worker's current job responsibilities. Should be a heading. Okay. And then, the values, knowledge, skills should be headings. Okay. And that way you have the organization and I know what the information is that you're putting in there and I'm not fishing for it. Okay. Now, I'm going to tell you that your grade is going to be heavily influenced by what you put in this section. I am highly, highly, highly interested in the conclusion because this is where you apply what you've learned in class to what you've just learned and experienced in this interview. I want to see what concepts you're pulling and applying. I want to see, are you able to link the information that you've learned in class to what this person is telling you? And so this section right here, please spend a lot of time on it. This is where I want to see a lot of information because this is showing me that you understand what we've discussed in class and you're able to apply it to what this person is telling you in their field. So a lot of students believe that this assignment is just to help them meet someone from the profession outside of me and Professor Doviak and kind of give them a little bit more of an insight into it. And yes, absolutely it is. However, there's also the knowledge part of, are you able to identify these concepts that you've learned in class? Because they're going to talk about it in these interviews. These questions are led to have these people discuss some of these things that you've learned in class. And can you apply it? And, those kinds of things. So I definitely take your time on this. Okay. I do have a rubric that I use that will also be there for you, just so you know. I score on these for topics, content mastery, evidence, critical thinking, and communication of content. And then here is the example. I have this posted for you as well, so you will be able to look through this, but you can see I've redacted any identifying information, but you can see where they've written things in here. And this was a really good paper, so you're able to go through and use this as a guideline for organization of your paper. And that is really it. It is not due till November 2nd, but I would go ahead and start fishing around for people that you might be able to interview.